Hey, Nato here. Today, for fourth video out of 5 for today. This one is going to be part 2 of what if deku was a Titan shifter. In the last part, I ended it with Aizawa's test, so now we go for the next day with the hero versus villain. So, I might ask everyone to put on their hero costumes, and basically, Shiro, Ochako, and Izuku basically took, well, had special outfit made, specifically to be, well, basically it's a bit loose, but kind of, and can stretch, but basically made so that if their body needs to regenerate, it can go easily, and they don't have any problems to basically transform. Also, each of them has 2 rings, one on each hand, to basically hurt themselves with transform, so that if one of their hand is incapable of doing it, they can still do it with the other one. Be right back. Okay, yeah, sorry. So everyone basically just remarks that Shiro, Ochako, and Deku's hero suit are basically the same thing, just with different colors and made to match their body type, and basically ask why, and Deku basically just say, well, I can fight normally pretty easily, but if I have to go Titan form, I kind of need some, well, space, I would say. Which Shiro and Ochako basically say, yeah, basically the same thing. So then All Might decide to go and do teams, basically the same thing, drawing balls to see who is in with who, and then who's against who, and basically the teams are the same. And Bakugo's scared because he knows he cannot win. The one against Shiro, basically the same thing. And basically his enemies, basically just, well, I think Shiro was a villain. But yeah, basically there's almost no way for them to win against him, or at least they're thinking. In reality, they win for that battle because he can't actually transform. He has a massive amount of strength, but if he can transform, it's kind of out of luck, since he cannot do Titan Crystals, or he cannot do stuff like just grabbing the bomb and leaving it outside, or stuff like that. For Deku and Ochako, kind of different. Yeah, they just she just asked Deku if he was transforming or if she was, and he said if you want to do it. All Might said go, and basically there's just the Titan looking out at the window, entering his hand, grabbing the bomb, and yay, they win. So yeah, it's kind of what their quirks are, so All Might can't really do anything. So basically everything else happens the same. And now, the thing that happened with, well, for the class president, instead of Ochako making Ida float, It's more that Deku basically grabbed him and kind of drew him up. So, still had the same effect. He became the class president, and now we go to the USJ. This is the first place where we are going to see one of the enemies. And he won't last that long, to be honest. So, in the transport, they basically ask Shiro, Ochako, and Deku why their quirk are so similar. Which Deku decides to just explain that from what he knows, the quirk he has in particular um, is closer to that of an older hero that was there around 30 to 40 years previously. He called his power attack shifter, and it was in the Titan type quirk. It's basically the same but with some difference. Then he says that looking at the two others, theirs are basically like the um, Titan hero. I don't remember what I called her. Oh yeah, it's Tanya, I think, or something like that. He says that she retired and decided to actually leave Japan to basically go live a calm life somewhere else. And the one of Shiro, he basically says that it looks a bit like one that was called Armament Shifter or Armor Shifter, something like that, basically, that he was saying. And that the last time that did, the last time in history that one basically was like that they saw Hero use it, was actually during the first generation of quirk users that basically started becoming more and more in the population instead of over the years previously where only some people had it. Since they are in the fourth generation, the first generation of people who had quirks and that it basically started appearing a lot, basically, they still called it the first generation, and the ones that had quirk before that, I didn't actually choose a name for them. Well, no matter. But yeah, basically he explains that over time there was multiple that looked basically the same that just came from people that didn't actually have quirk or that didn't seem to have quirk for a while and suddenly just gained it, or sometimes people were born with it and basically were extremely powerful from the start. Bakugo's just not really trying to listen to that right now, since he is the one with One for All, if I remember correctly. Was it him? Yeah, it was him. So they arrive at the USJ. 13 presents herself. Ochako isn't as much invested in her than the original counterpart, since she doesn't have the same connection of, oh, both quirks basically work with gravity. So, yeah. So, they enter the place. She starts explaining it. well, what's happening around, well, what each places are for, basically. Then they arrive close to the stairs, and then the portal starts to open. Aizawa tells everyone to run. Um, Deku basically looks back, sees the door is closed, and that without electricity there's going to be a problem, and basically goes straight into Titan Shifter, well, Attack Titan, and basically just rip the door open, saying to everyone to run away. Well, basically coming off partially off the Titan, and basically talking, saying to them to run away. He looks back at where Aizawa was, and he's trying to fight people. Um, then he looks closely at the villains, and he sees two things. First, he sees a tall black man with his brain exposed that looks extremely powerful. Then in the middle, there's Shigaraki, that he doesn't know the name yet. And on the other side of Shigaraki, something else that's basically, well, Titan-like. It is the Jaw Titan. Um, basically, um, well, there's four Titan that All for One has with him. He's not able to take the quirk, so he's basically just leaving them in the bodies, but he controls the people. Basically, two of them are slaves to him. One other is actually helping him, and the last one's basically just following because following. But they are all taking order directly from All for One, so yeah, that's kind of automatic. So this is the first Titan that they see that they will have to fight. Deku remembers that the one who gave him the Attack Titan told him one thing about each Titan that was basically a small thing that each of them had in particular. First, the Attack Titan has the biggest strength body ratio from the start. The more you increase your muscle, the more it's going to increase anyway for each Titan. Sorry. Um, the Armor Titan is extremely slow but extremely durable, except if you use Titan crystals, then his armor is extremely brittle. But he can still also use Titan crystals, so kind of still you need to train it. Female Titan is basically the only Titan, well, it is the Titan with the best agility for its size, because the Jaw Titan and the Cartman Titan actually has better agility, but they are smaller, so it's kind of understandable. But for the size of 15 meter, she has the best agility and flexibility. The Colossal has the capacity to basically make a bomb out of his body when he transforms, unleashing a huge amount of heat. The Beast Titan has an extremely well throwing ability that can be extremely precise and dangerous, mostly thanks to his strength. The Founding Titan can break any Titan crystal with a single scream, no matter where the crystals are on the planet. It will automatically break all of them at once. The Warhammer Titan has the capacity to fully control Titan Crystal. It actually encases a part of his body into it, and then can shape it and make weapons. The Cartman Titan is not really made for fighting, but has the best mobility and speed thanks to its small size, as well as more developed muscle to actually run instead of attacking. And finally, the Jaw Titan is actually the only Titan that, without hardening its body, can actually break through Titan Crystal or with its teeth or with its claw. And that one is the Jaw Titan. And he basically just tells Ochako and Shiro that he's going to need our help, which basically Shigaraki saw Deku transforming and basically told the Jaw Titan to attack him because he doesn't know that there is two more Titan Shifter. Deku says he's going to take care of that, that they should go help Aizawa take care of those. Oh yeah, as well. Aizawa isn't able to take off the Titan quirk, so they can still heal even if he tries to erase it. They can still transform, they can stay transform, and basically those things. So, yeah. Basically, Deku starts fighting with the Jaw Titan. Shiro basically transform while the Nomu is about to attack Aizawa and basically kicks it like a ball, throwing it away. Shigaraki gets mad. Then Ochako transforms and basically runs faster than the Armor Titan and basically starts wailing on the Nomu. Even with the shock absorption, it's basically done for at this point. But it's still fighting back just enough to basically make it look as if she would have a bit trouble, but no, it's basically a one-sided, and simply because she basically made a lot of crystal on her hand and basically stuck him in the ground, and after a while it basically overloaded the shock absorption quirk. So yeah, that ended. During that time, um, Shiro basically helped Aizawa stop the other villains, basically making Titan Crystal on to their feet so that they're completely stuck, making sure to not get Aizawa at the same time. Then Shigaraki tries to go and attack Aizawa himself, which doesn't work because Titan Crystal basically gets made in front of Shigaraki. He touched the Titan Crystal, but it doesn't do anything, so Shigaraki decides to just go and grab the jaw before going. But Deku basically is getting beaten, but only because, well, the Jaw Titan is able to pass through the Titan Crystal and is agile enough to basically go around Izuku's hits. At some point, he's able to grab it, and he's mad at this point. But, sorry, I had to pause. So yeah, Deku was getting angry and basically threw the Jaw Titan to a wall. The Jaw Titan basically grabbed onto it after being launched and started running back at Deku. And Deku went to hit it, but it was able to take its leg. Well, the Jaw was able to take Deku's leg, basically, making Deku fall on the ground. He was getting angrier and angrier because that thing's smaller, but it's capable of beating me. And the reason for that is that the Titan Shifter is a female that is 40 years old and she was born with it and basically training sometimes with it. So She was mostly training her agility, but she didn't know about Titan Crystal. She all she knows is that right now she's able to break it anyway. That weird hardening, and Shigaraki basically tells her to get back here. That they're going, and just before she's able to enter the portal, Deku does something that he well wasn't trying to do at first, but just to try and not make not let her escape. He basically went and bit down on the neck, which yeah, he kind of went a bit too hard and kind of ate her. Everyone was Aizawa, Ochako, and Shiro were terrified. Um, Shigaraki left because, oh shit, he's ready to do that. So he left. Dernomu's dead. The Child Titan just got killed. And basically, after eating her, Deku kind of started to feel weird. And his Titan basically just fell. And basically, he passed out inside of it. Which Shiro and Ochako basically went to help him. They went out and tried to take him out of his Titan. And Aizawa basically went to see if the person in the Jaw Titan was okay. Oh, no, actually, he just thought that this is what the person looked like. So he was sure that it was dead, which it is anyway. It started disappearing in smoke, and he wasn't sure of what was happening. Basically, he just looked at the two other titans, saw how they were becoming smoke as well, and basically just realized that Deku ate her, well, the person inside of it by accident. Like, he saw that it was an accident. Like, he was literally about to go and grab her. He felt the thing that was the closest to her was his mouth, so he kind of just bit down, and it just passed right through, so it kind of went and he ate her. So he gained the Jaw Titan's power. Um, when other hero arrived and basically asked what happened, Aizawa explained that one of the villain, well, two of the villains escaped. One of them was about to escape as well, but Deku accidentally, um, yeah, killed it. Basically, there's no body left for the Titan, but they basically ask how, and he explains what was happening basically, that Deku fell and that he kind of just chomped on the place where the person was, which they basically looked at him and tried to see if he was okay. He was starting to get back to consciousness, and they basically asked him how he was feeling, and he just said that he was feeling weird. He, all he remembers is going to the trap to catch the Titan and suddenly just passing out and then waking up. Which, in reality, it's not that he passed out before munching on her, it's more that his brain basically just reacted to eating someone by trying to forget the memory, so he kind of forgot it. Like, traumatic experience that basically he just gets taken out of your brain by itself, because with it you won't be able to continue. So Ochako still explained to him what he did, which did make the memory came back, and he was horrified. The hero said it was an accident. It's not his fault. That the way he was, it was probably the only way actually to make sure that he wasn't escaping. Um, yes, it was a bad thing, but still, at least, basically, the hero literally says, at least they won't have that power on their side, since they basically got told that, yeah, even the Titan crystal was basically broken by it, just by it basically scraping it with his claws and with his teeth. And basically, All Might heard of it, and after that, they basically get told that they have a week off of school to basically see for the security and stuff like that. Ochako and Shiro ask Deku if they can actually go to his house for that time to basically train with their Titan forms, because he seemed to actually be, well, the one with the most with the strongest capacities. So he basically accepts. All Might heard their conversation and basically decided to go tell them about the beach. Well, no, not All Might. Bakugo, actually. So basically, they ask their parents. They accept that. Well, Ochako's parent and Shiro's parent accept that they go sleep at Deku's house for the next week. Inku accepts as well. So basically, every day they leave, they go to the oh, sorry, the word was, because they go to the beach, but I want them to go to somewhere else before that, but I'm not able to find it. Be right back when I find it. Can't find it. Well, too bad. I'm taking that off then. If I can't find what the hell I'm looking for, I'm not going to look for an hour. So, they go to the beach and they decide to transform to basically use their Titan form to fight. Basically, All Might actually was told by Bakugo, and he told Nezu, which Nezu, hearing that they were actually going to go train there and in using their quirks, asked asked a teacher in the school if he could actually go there and make sure that they weren't causing too much problem. So he basically went there, arrived before they even arrived there. When they arrived, the teacher was there waiting and basically told them, "Hi, how are you?" Which they said good. He asked them what they were going to do, and they said they were going to train. Which he told them, "Well, I'm going to look after you so that you don't get in trouble." Nezu asked me to do it, so yeah. So basically, they have a hero basically looking at them. Let's say they asked for power loader. Um, Even though I'm pretty sure, well, I'm pretty sure they closed the entire school to make a full checkup. So yeah, he should be okay to do that. So the first thing that happens is Deku transforms. while he's on the beach, and his Titan is different. He has the same size, same hair, same everything, except that his teeth are basically extremely sharp, as well as having claws on both hand and feet, which, just from seeing that, they basically, all three of them basically realized that, okay, yeah, he got the power now. Like, they knew it was going to happen, but they didn't know it would actually show like that. Which Power Loader saw an image of what Deku's Titan looked before, and he basically asked, "You look different. Are you okay?" Which Deku basically comes out partially of his Titan form and tells him, "Yeah, I I don't know what that is, but seems pretty well. It it can't make it less powerful, right?" Which Power Loader basically just says, "Yeah, true. Just asking because of what happened." Which Deku basically says, "Yeah, I know." So they basically train for the entire week, going back to Deku's house, Power Loader leaving, Power Loader coming back, and basically the next day doing the same thing. And what Deku trains Ochako and Shiro to do is mostly just controlling their Titan Crystal, as well as some martial arts move. Shiro was told that if he wants more agility, he just needs to take off some of the plates from his joints and stuff like that by the previous user. So he already knew that, but Deku basically showed him that even with his plates, if someone is big enough, they can still break it even without Titan Crystal by basically taking him and using a move on him, basically doing what Eren did in the anime, and breaking part of the armor, cracking it at first. And Shiro basically just realized that, oh god, yeah, he was strong enough to break those. So, after the week, they go back to school, and journalists are basically in front of the school trying to get the others to talk, which they don't do. And I'm going to end it with Aizawa telling them that in 1 week they have the sports festival. Hope you liked it. Leave a like if you did. Yeah. Did you expect Deku to eat another Titan? If no, tell me in the comment section. And yeah, so Natsu out.